Welcome back to Malibu Sands, and we begin with the same babes that started the last episode? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Speaking of broke things, Slater's 1965 Chevelle SS. Where did this 1969 Impala come from? While Slater and Screech check out the aforementioned ladies, Zack gets all horned up for the 1966 Mustang for sale. How did Slater go from stone cold pimpin' in the last episode to this cutesy little wave thing? This reminds me of his goofy kicks when Kelly was revealing the new cheer uniforms. Inside the club, no phone for you! The boys discuss Zack's dream car and no phone for you! But hey, Stacey's being tolerable.
My father's looking for you and he's hungry.
What else is new?
Despite there being two other waiters, it appears that Zack was hand-selected to always serve Mr. Carosi and have his breakfast delivered at a specific time. Look how distraught the old man is. But I'm too old to spend my life waiting for breakfasts. Having put in 23 seconds of good work, Zack whips out the old Motorola Microtac flip phone to call on that sweet, sweet car. Oh, balls. It belongs to
Carosi, Leon Carosi.
Carosi?
Morris?
Zack immediately starts sucking up. How did neither of them know they were talking to each other? It's not like Carosi has an indoor voice. Zack only has $1,500, but Leon wants $2,006.52, and not a penny less. Zack is frustrated and takes it out on old man. This poor geezer. First his breakfast is purloined, but then he nearly gets scalded by haphazard coffee splashes. His weakened reflexes are tested with lightning-fast plate tosses, but he was also haunted by the specter of a boom shadow. Alright, so here's the plot. This is Monty, the owner of the rival club North Beach. He wants to make the annual bet of $500 on their summer volleyball game, but Carosi ain't having it. He's lost 10 years straight. But Zack has an angle.
See, Kelly is captain of the volleyball team, and Slater's all city in 4 sports. And Jesse and I are really good, and we're undefeated.
Malibu Sands is in. Zack uses this game as leverage. Carosi agrees to give the crew afternoons off for practice, as well as a more general niceness. Zack also haggles $500 off the car's price. What a conveniently established bet amount between the two clubs. Now I've got some things to nitpick on behalf of Mr. Carosi. We know Kelly plays volleyball, but do we ever hear that she's captain of the team? And Slater may be all city in 4 sports, but is one of them volleyball? And Jesse's tall and athletic, but she's also still rocking the heck out of that knee bandage, which Carosi can plainly see since her receptionist uniform includes a miniskirt. Oh, and Screech is on the team. Mr. Carosi should not have taken that bet. During a practice, we get introduced to Tad and Ted Polk. Tad and Ted? Short for Thaddeus and Theodore? Ugh, your parents suck. Tad is the one wearing a shirt so as to hide the genetic fact that Polks don't get happy trails but happy interstate highways. These North Beachers challenge our crew to a volleyball scrimmage, and we immediately see 2 liabilities. Yes, one is Screech. The second? Kelly! Homegirl has played volleyball for at least 3 years now and serves underhand?
Okay, remember our strategy? Wait!
Yeah!
Not like this, sweetheart. Not like this. Stacey is annoyed that Malibu Sands couldn't even win in a 5-on-2 match. She gives Zack 1 day before she tattles to Daddy. Now, they have the afternoon off to practice, but instead they go back to work? Well, except Zack. Of course not Zack. As plot would have it, some 6'10" dude is looking for Kelly.
Can you give me a date with her?
Depends. Play volleyball?
He sure does. And since you have to be employed to play, ta-da! Come on, Mr. Carosi. See who Zack hired. A little higher, bud.
Those are balls.
There you go. Mr. Carosi is in, and we get a moment for me to harp on something. Earlier, Screech had a line that the audience just ate up.
Hey, didn't you hear that fat people are supposed to be jolly?
up, Screech?
The word jolly, paired with a fat man, is a Christmas joke. Everywhere you look in the episode, there is sun-kissed skin. Who's looking for a cheap Christmas reference? Normally, I'd hear a line like this and just ignore it. Sometimes the show just has lame lines.
Hi, Jesse. It's a great day, huh?
One-offs are easy to ignore, but a mere 40 seconds later and we get this line.
Have a seat, son. Have a roll?
Thanks, I love rolls.
I know Mr. Carosi is pandering to this kid, but precious screen time is filled with him saying,
Thanks, I love rolls.
"We're really capturing the teenage essence, aren't we, Jeffrey Sachs?" Another thing to note in this scene is Screech's bandage. Where the F was that before? Did he get hurt falling after the softest of six-packs? No, he was wearing it earlier at Jesse's desk, but not on the deck. This is just a visual reminder that these Malibu Sands episodes were produced in two parts. The outside shots done first in July, and the interiors done on set in August. Dustin must have done something between shoots to require the bandage for indoor scenes. Hey Kelly, this is Gary. And she likes what she sees. After Gary recites all the softest tall guy jokes,
Being tall has its advantages. The air is much better up here, and I'm the first one to know when it rains. Matter of fact, you're the prettiest girl on the beach. I can see all the way from here to San Diego.
they get to practicing, and Gary effing rocks. So much so that Carosi triples the bet with North Beach.
I hate to admit it, Zach, but you're good. I haven't seen my father this happy since Mom remarried and he stopped paying alimony.
But we're barely halfway through the episode. Something's got to go wrong, right? Oh, freaking Screech. And who blabs to Mr. Carosi about Gary's now broken in two places foot? That freaking Screech. But who also finds suitable replacements for Gary? Like a fetus, a corpse, and the only person on the beach less cool than Screech. Yeah, you know. So just, what the heck is going on here? Let's back up. Lisa calls out Jesse, again, for being a slob and chucks her crap outside. The boys enter, and I wondered if they were adorned with legit toss-to-the-wind fodder. Yup. So that was a good use of my time. Then Screech introduces the replacements. My first thought with Ava is, where are her friggin' parents? Screech literally lured this toddler away with candy. Ida Mae Ross enters and is introduced as having been on the 1936 USA women's volleyball team, only the Berlin Olympics didn't have volleyball as a sport. Volleyball wasn't introduced for men or women until the 1964 games. Also, wouldn't it have been great if Ida Mae had been played by Miss Simpson?
Oh, right. There goes my back again.
Miss Simpson, are you all right?
This happens every now and again. It's an old hockey injury.
And then there's Big Pete.
I guess you're in. Welcome to the team.
Ow! I'm telling.
And I'm like, surely I've seen this guy before. Somewhere. Maybe in another show? I'm sure I'll figure it out. The big game is tomorrow, and everyone is looking for new jobs. Even Big Pete, who didn't have to get hired in the first place if the team is just going to lose and get fired. Coach Kelly is upset at their mental softness. It's a good thing Zach shows up with another of the show's many odd telegrams.
Dear losers, we hope you can breathe underground because we're going to bury you in the game tomorrow.
Our crew hates being called losers and rally and rush out for practice. Zach tells us he sent the telegram. So it's okay if they call themselves losers, but offensive when others do? I guess losers is this universe's N-word. Wait, what did I just say? It's the next day, and we spend 30 seconds tracking both Monty and then Leon across the sand. Both are kind of awkward. And check out this murderer's row of production. Here we have VP of Kids Programming Linda Mancuso, executive producer Peter Engel, and episode writer Jeffrey Sachs. After a little don't you dare fail me pep talk from Carosi, it's time to start the game. We all good? Big Pete, you good? Well, That's what happens when you train on the sand in tennis shoes and Argyle socks. We lost our ringer Gary and space filler Big Pete. Now what? Oh, Stacey could have played all along? Might have been good to know a week ago. It's game time! And there is a lot going on in the last 2.5 minutes. First off, Kelly. Other than starting the game serving in a quick action shot, our resident and only volleyball player does nothing. Zack, on the other hand, is here, he's there, he's every freaking where. The director just let the kids play, and it's obvious Mark Paul Gosselaar's competitive side took over. Lisa, who is practically a non-entity in this episode, keeps score. Speaking of the score, it's being done appropriately for the time, that being by side out. This is where you only score if your team served the ball. This changed in 1999, and now a team can score regardless of who served the ball. Screech gets a moment to show Big Pete what's up, but Stacey and Jessie don't get much outside of their action shots. A couple things about Jessie. We know her knee still hurts. It's got a bandage. You can even tell that moving on the uneven sand is uncomfortable for her. I don't blame her for holding back in the game. The other thing about her, remember the swimsuit portion of the Miss Bayside pageant and how Jessie opted out?
I am wearing a swimsuit underneath, and for those of you who enjoy that sort of thing, it's blue with pink stripes, okay?
What, the continuity? Well, let's talk about Tad. He's still rocking that t-shirt and still trying to caveman grunt his way into Stacey's heart. Ha! Stupid. But also, he's at the net. What crazy angle, what manipulation of physics was at play to ace him in the face? Let's talk about Gary. He shows up to watch, perched like some Roman emperor daring to be entertained, but nothing covers his cast. Homeboy's gonna get sand in there and hate his life. But it's all worth it for that front row view. And look at Big Pete. The dude really has no clue what he's doing out there. You left, man. Commit! Back to the game. Despite some early issues, our crew gets it together, gets to game point. Wait, 14? Okay, let's throw out the fact that beach volleyball is typically played 2-on-2 and scores to 21. And let's throw out that 6-on-6 volleyball is typically indoors and plays its first games to 25 and the deciding set goes to 15. And teams normally switch sides. All that tossed out, it's game point! Everyone is hyped! Everyone except VP of Children's Programming Linda Mancuso. Zack serves. Ted beefs the return. Zack spikes. Oh, what a day for this version of beach volleyball. And Zack gets the car. With so much volleyballing going down, director Don Barnhart got to have fun with a lot of the shots. Lots of overhead shots, clever split frames, fun kills and blocks, sportsy repeated takes of cool action, and the low angles. Why did playback break right there? There we go. Don't! Stuck again! All in all, the story and game fit perfectly into our mantra of this being a fun show for kids with a wacky premise. Sure, maybe in the end we didn't even need Gary and Big Pete to show up, because the lesson should be,
you can do anything you put your mind to.
The North Beach club owner Monty was played by Dick Monday, who isn't an actor per se, but a clown. Together with his partner Tiffany Riley, the two have entertained as Slappy and Monday in everything from private gigs to massive circuses. Probably their coolest aspect is founding the Laughter League, a non-profit organization that helps healing through laughter. Kind of like Patch Adams, but without the authority to write prescriptions. Dark Severe played our 6'10 hunk. This was his only on-screen appearance. His life has matched his name. After escaping the cult life in Oklahoma, Dark ended up in Los Angeles to hopefully live fast and literally die young. He turned to art and radio broadcasting to help others question reality. He now lives in Butte, Montana, and runs several programs with his partner Ainsley, where the two lead discussions on media manipulation, the emergence of AI, and breaking ties from cults. Oh, you know this ain't the last time we're gonna mention cults. That's actually kind of a depressing thought. Here's something fun. One of our beginning beach babes is none other than Jeannie Basone. Aside from roles in what appears to be every bondage movie ever, Jeannie was Hollywood, a wrestler from the original Glow TV show. She also played Jane in the infamous cult classic video game Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. And I like that she's getting some volleyball time here, as she lettered in it in high school. Now let's talk about Tad. He was played by Eric Dane. Saved by the Bell was his first role, and he followed it with other notable TV parts in Married with Children, Roseanne, Gideon's Crossing, and Charmed. He made the jump to the big screen with movies like Marley and Me, X-Men The Last Stand, and Burlesque. He's probably best known for his role as Dr. Mark Sloan from Grey's Anatomy, or as the thirsty call him, Dr. McSteamy. As of this recording, Eric Dane died just 2 months ago due to complications from ALS.
Scooch, it's an awfully piggish thing to say.
But it's true. Even with her top down, I wasn't thrilled.
What?